Have we just witnessed the Truman Show? I mean, the Trump and Charlie Show? Are y'all ready? As I sit here and take in all of the news from every direction, all I see is deceivers, liars, corporate media, cover-ups, agenda, all pushing the same propaganda. It's time for a game changer, a visionary, an innovative person who changes the way that people think of the situations. It's time for Game Changer TV, telling it like it is. Get in the game. Thank you for tuning into Game Changer TV. I'm your host, Terri Lynn, and this is the channel where every day we're telling it like it is. Today is October 5th, 2025, and we've done a lot of videos on this. We've seen a lot of videos on the internet about it, but let's jump into this. So Charlie Kirk was straight out of high school when he started Turning Point USA, and the goal was to recruit students to make them into Republican conservative voters. Almost immediately, he became very valuable to Donald Trump. Since his, quote, death, Turning Point USA is seeing huge donations, chapters spreading after Charlie Kirk's killing. The last I saw was like 2,800 more chapters have filed to open. This is from September 17th, about a week after he got killed. Turning Point USA reveals staggering number of students' requests for new chapters after Charlie Kirk's killing. Turning Point's representatives have made two things clear in meetings with state and local Republican leaders. Donald Trump has blessed their conservative organization to help lead his Get Out and Vote effort. This was last year. So I typed, answer yes or no. Is it feasible that a fake political assassination could be used by a dictator? Yes, it is entirely feasible for a dictator to use a fake assassination attempt. Where did we see that? And maybe on Charlie. A tactic known as a false flag operation. Authoritarian regimes frequently employ disinformation and staged events to consolidate their power and suppress opposition. Dictators can use a staged assassination attempt to achieve several political goals, generate sympathy. The event can rally support around the leader, just like Trump and Charlie Kirk, and create a rally around the flag effect, where the public unites behind the embattled ruler during a perceived threat. It can also be used to justify a crackdown. It provides a pretext for a severe crackdown on political opponents, critics, and minority groups who can be blamed for the fictional plot. Now, we've all seen the clips about Snake Eyes movie that came out in 1998, that the guy who gets killed in that movie, his name is Charlie Kirkland, and the guy who is in the movie is called Tyler the Executioner, and Charlie Kirkland dies on September 10th, and all the similarities between that. And at the end of the movie, the police car has 47 on it for like Donald Trump. We've all seen the clips of Erica Kirk flying past 9/10 in a country music video. It was called She's My Kind of Crazy. Now, wait till we get into this. So there she goes past the 9/10. Are we watching the Truman show and the Trump and Charlie Kirk show? Because what day did Charlie Kirk die? September 10th. And then there's his wife before she met him, zip lining past 9/10. And the guy that she's there with's name is Tyler. And here we have another crazy situation, just like Snake Eyes and her video. I saw 10/9. Would some countries write September 10th, 2025 as 10/9/25? Yes, many countries would write September 10th as 10/9/25 because of the month, day, month, and year format is the most common date system used worldwide. Are we watching the Truman Show? Here's the moment in the movie when Truman discovers everything is scripted.
Truman? Honey, are you okay?
Get in.
Truman?
Look.
What?
I predict that in just a moment, you will see a lady on a red bike, followed by a man with flowers and a Volkswagen Beetle with a dented fender.
Truman.
Look. Lady. Flowers.
Truman, this is silly.
There it is! There's the dented beetle! Yes!
You're upset because you want to go to Fiji, is that it? I think you should save for a few months and then go. I'm going to go take a shower.
Let's go now. Locked at every turn. Beautifully synchronized, don't you agree?
You're blaming me for the traffic?
Should I?
And she was in on it. So we've talked about the holograms, the no police tape up if it would have been a crime scene. We talked about that there was no autopsy done. No, the bullet didn't come out of the body. They didn't do ballistics on they didn't do an autopsy, so that means they didn't get the bullet out. If there was no exit wound, it's still in him. They didn't get it out to do a ballistics test on it. That would be very crucial evidence in a criminal trial against this Tyler Robinson when he goes to trial. That would be the most important piece of evidence. Okay? None of this makes sense. We talked about the trap door. We talked about the holographic projector behind it. We talked about the plane that went dark that immediately after the shooting, on and on and on. Well, with keeping all this Truman, Charlie, Trump show, God, it's so confusing, in mind, let's go look at this clip.
So let me get this straight. Charlie Kirk had no coroner's report, no church funeral, no burial site or grave, no official death certificate. Why has no official autopsy been conducted, nor any findings released? No ballistics report. Not a single eyewitness on the record, and an award-winning widow already taking over his show. Why was the entire crime scene destroyed within hours, erasing vital evidence? They tore down everything, including the Dairy Queen.
The Dairy Queen is where Tyler Robinson was seen at after the shooting.
Why were there no paramedics on the scene? Why was Charlie Kirk's body removed and illegally flown out on Air Force Two? Why did Donald Trump pardon a Navy SEAL killer whose shadow looms over this case? Why was the stadium mysteriously booked by Turning Point 4 months before his death? How was a massive high-tech stadium memorial produced in only 11 days? Why do multiple women publicly appear as Erica Kirk?
Added some thoughts. Why wasn't one family member there? Why wasn't her parents up there supporting her? Why wasn't Charlie's family there supporting them? Why wasn't one friend there? They've traveled all over the world. She went to college. She's got like 3 degrees. Where were her friends out to support her during this?
As Erica Kirk, raising questions of identity. Multiple women publicly appear as Erica Kirk, raising questions of identity. Why are there no birth certificates for their children? No names revealed, no faces ever shown. Why are there no Kirk, raising questions of identity?
Single pregnancy picture of Erica Kirk anywhere. They have publicly stated that they purposely didn't share their children's faces or names with the public.
Certificates for their children. No names revealed, no faces ever shown. Where is a video of Charlie playing with his kids at a birthday party or picnic or any other family setting?
Why is there not a mention of their wedding location? Erica and Charlie were supposed to be very religious. When you try to find out any information, there's no place. All it generically says they got married in Scottsdale, Arizona. Erica began dating Charlie in New York. They got engaged December 2020. and it says they married May 8th, 2021 in Scottsdale. Turning Point USA funded a wedding reception held at the Fairmont Scottsdale Princess Hotel. Why did Turning Point pay for it? Okay. But there's no mention of the wedding location. There's no pictures of them at their wedding location. I did find one picture of them out in the middle of the desert in wedding clothes. They're the only two people. There's no wedding guests. There's no wedding party. It's insane. Okay. There's no mention of a wedding location, no pictures of their wedding, no pictures of them cutting their cake or throwing their flowers, no pictures of their wedding party, no mention of where they vacationed, where they honeymooned at, none of that.
Charlie playing with his picnic or any other family setting. Why do Freemasonic and satanic symbols surround this tragedy with chilling precision? Interesting that the gun was found on property owned by Palantir. Isn't it interesting Kash Patel fired many of the heads of the FBI in that area days before the shooting? Do you find it interesting that Charlie sold his house 8 months ago for $5 million? If the father of your 2 young children was just brutally murdered for the world to see days ago, do you leave them home with a nanny while you go on podcasts grinning from ear to ear? Is it not curious that a 17-year-old first-time Donald Trump beauty pageant contestant won, and now Trump appointed a top attorney general woman who has no experience, who was also in his beauty pageant? This is only a fraction of the clues and evidence on this psyop. For those of you brave enough to look at the evidence while removing the preconceived emotions, the conclusion is undeniable.
All right, quiet on the set. Roll sound.
Made up music.
Yes, answer yes or no. Is it feasible that a fake political assassination would be used by a dictator? Yes, it is entirely feasible. Generate sympathy, justify a crackdown, eliminate rivals. The alleged plot could be used to arrest, imprison. Didn't we hear about if you insult Charlie Kirk, you're going to get arrested, you're going to get in prison, people in the military getting kicked out? It could eliminate rivals. The alleged plot could be used to arrest, imprison, or eliminate political rivals by falsely implicating them in the conspiracy. Distract the public. The drama of the assassination attempt can distract the public from other issues such as a struggling economy, military failures, or internal discontent, or an Epstein file release. Increase security. The event provides a reason to increase the leader's security and expand surveillance powers, further tightening the regime's control. And a week after Charlie Kirk's death, the New York Times reported, Trump invokes Charlie Kirk's killing to justify measures to silence his opponent. In the wake of the Charlie Kirk killing, President Trump and his allies have laid out a broad plan to target liberal groups, and now we've got the military in the cities. Do y'all see this? Republicans seize on Charlie Kirk's death to crack down on liberal dissent that puts freedom of speech in peril. Does the Charlie Kirk death even seem real? But we're losing liberties over this. How Trump is seizing on Charlie Kirk's killing for a campaign of vengeance. Yes or no? Would a dictator fake political killings? Yes, a dictator would fake political killings, as dictators have historically used and still use various forms of deception, including false flag operations to consolidate power. And look at this from today, from the Rolling Stone. Quote, Trump says they need to suffer inside Trump's war on dissent. After Charlie Kirk's murder, Trump expanded his war on free speech, the left, and ordinary Americans, and it's going to get worse. So we are losing our rights on a script. We know Donald Trump is a writer, an actor, producer. We know Charlie Kirk is a producer. We know that his wife was an actress. We know that everybody around Trump is an actor or an actress. And so I did that whole video on Casting Call. They wrote a script. He carried it out for a dictator's use, for us to lose our liberties, and now we have the military on the street. They needed a reason to get the military on the street, and what I feel in my spirit why they need the military on the street is because they're about to crash the economy, or they're about to impose some heavy-handed mandate on everybody, and the military will be in place to put down any uprising. Y'all please leave me your comments below. All the world's a stage. Thank y'all for watching. I love y'all. Bye-bye. If you appreciate the content that you find on this channel, would you prayerfully consider supporting the ministry?